Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Welcome to the Zaxby's pregame show.
And we're back with the Zaxby's pregame show. And look who showed up. He huffing and puffing. Had to take a little run up the steps real quick. He's back, though. Missed last week, and he's back.
We need an elevator. Who do I have to talk to?
I don't know, man. I missed you last week.
How big is the check I have to stroke?
Hey,
What's going on?
Let's make it happen. We're going to figure it out. I missed you last week, though, but you're back this week, first round of the playoffs. Not a better time, right?
Not a better time. Not a better time. So, I want to make a couple observations. One, West Johnston comes in here as the fifth-place team in an eight-team conference.
Yeah.
That conference put 6 teams in the postseason, Jerry. 6 teams, do you hear me?
That says a lot. That says a lot.
On the other side of that, Lee County gets the automatic bid out of their conference.
Right.
Along with Scotland County coming behind them.
At 23.
23 seed.
That's crazy.
How would you feel if you're Southern Durham, you go undefeated in conference play, get the 10 seed in the home game, and Scotland is coming to town?
Well, how about Lee County a couple of years ago getting Dudley?
Oh, I hear you.
Hey, that the first round, same thing, same type situation, I think.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing when it comes to seeding with the numbers. I don't know of a fairer, better way to do this.
Yeah.
West Johnston's got their handful tonight.
Yeah, they do. They definitely do.
All right.
5-5 on the season overall.
They are. And you know, when you look at their record, it's an interesting sort of mixed bag. Fike was a pretty good win.
Yeah.
CBA Cock they lost to 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Not a good win.
Not
a good loss.
Not a good loss.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
And at that point, if you're West Johnston, had to think, we going to the postseason? Lee County is a balanced team.
Yeah.
They're a physical team. They're a skilled team. They're an experienced team. I don't know what West Johnston does with them tonight.
Yeah.
Do you?
Coming off a win like they had last week against Scotland, that was one of the biggest. I'm sorry, not Scotland, but a couple weeks ago against Scotland, that was one of their biggest wins of the season. They rolled right into Southern League, of course, as most expected. They rolled right through. So right now they're on a little bit of a road after losing 2 in a row. You know, so hey, we're looking for some big things from Lee County tonight.
Well, you think Lee County is the team that went to state championship 2 years ago. The criticism of Lee County every year for the last 20, they're not really tested in conference play.
Right.
They're tested this year.
They're tested.
They know what it means to get popped in the mouth. Now they come in at 7-3, 8-3,
7-3.
7-3. 3 big programs that they ran up against weren't able to pull out a win, but you beat Scotland. You beat Fuquay, a big 4A team that's dancing in the postseason. This Lee County team is not untested.
Right.
We know who they are. We know where their place amongst the state's best teams is.
Right.
West Johnston, it's a young team, not a lot of balance, not a lot of size. This one could be over quick.
It could be. I expect it to be.
Well, I think Lee County's got some question marks. They'd like to get healthy.
Yeah.
If they can get through a couple more weeks, maybe they get a guy or 2 back.
I think we may have a surprise.
Maybe. We'll see. Who knows? But the issue tonight is take care of business. Win games you're supposed to win. We think back a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Hadn't been that long ago, Lee County stubbed their toe in a game everybody thought they had in hand. I don't think this team does. Yeah, too much senior leadership. This team is battle-tested. A lot of contributors on this team were contributors 2 years ago at state.
Yeah.
I think this team is finally ready to lock in and focus. But the bottom line, we've said it from the last day of last season. This Yellow Jacket team is going exactly as far
as Will Patterson takes.
That's right.
Yeah.
So Patterson, been an up-and-down year. He's had some fantastic statistical performances, and then there's been some days where it didn't go so well.
Yeah.
It's gonna be very interesting to see how mobile he is. Still with the a bit of an ankle issue. we'll see.
Yes, sir.
All right. Great night for football. I suspected or expected we were going to be outside. We are not. Thank you, everybody involved in that, because it's going to be cold.
Well, I actually was ready. I had a T-shirt, sweatshirt, pea coat, jogging pants, blue jeans. I was ready. It's all right, though.
10 years I've been playing this game.
I'm not mad.
I've never showed up and thought I wasn't ready. And many times during the telecast, I have figured out I was not ready.
Yeah.
Tonight, it's not an issue.
Yes, sir.
We're inside in this beautiful press box here at Lee County, hoping for a good game. Seriously, undoubtedly, looking at tape, I don't know how they do it. If you're West Johnston, it's simple for them.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Robinson, senior tailback, they're going to throw him the ball. They're going to run the ball with him. They're going to put him back to return kicks and hope that he can make something happen.
Yeah.
They're going to run a lot of spread. Robinson is a nice back, kind of came out of nowhere, really hadn't done much until this year, but he accounted for almost 60% of the total offense.
Almost 60%. And I want to say he leads by how many touchdowns over everybody else?
Oh, he's got 15. Earlier. He's got 15 touchdowns.
Yeah.
The whole team only has 26.
Yeah, that's what.
So Robinson is the guy. You'll see him all night, number 21. He's a nice little back. He's not a very big guy. He's not really, really fast, but he's heady. He's a good ball player, good instincts. I really like what he does in the passing game.
Yeah.
He has a knack for finding the hole in his zone, and he'll just run and sit down in the zone, doesn't drop much. There is a guy on defense, though, I'm excited to watch play. You know how you see sometimes you're like, that's my new favorite player.
Yeah.
Ryan Schmidt, number 12, plays safety. I say he plays safety. He plays safety, plays wide receiver. He punts. He kicks. He'll run it out of the backfield. The kid is amazing, and when I'm looking at stats, I thought there was a misprint. Right. I really did, because you're going through, and it's like, okay, a couple sacks, interception, whatever. And I get to number 12.
A stat line, buddy.
7 interceptions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, somebody fat-fingered this. And then I go watching tape, and I'm like, nope, he really picked 7 balls off. But you got to be careful with him in the punt game. Mm-hmm. He will fake a punt, and he's really athletic, and he'll go do some things. But he does everything well. He's got great hands, great head, great nose for the ball, diagnoses well from the safety position. I'm going to be interested to see how he does against this level of competition, because against lesser competition, he was able to come from the safety position without blitzing, diagnosing from the safety position, making the read, getting into the backfield and making stops. I'm going to be interested to see if he's able to do that.
We've actually seen Tyrique do that as well some this season as well, so making tackles from the safety position, even in the backfield.
Yeah. So Ryan Schmidt, number 12, he's senior safety for West Johnston. He jumped off. I'm my new favorite player. Like I said, he punts, kicks. Long was 41 this year. I think 20 of 23 on extra points. Really nice player. But the story, West Johnston, if Nick Robinson doesn't fill the stat line, they're going to have a problem. Yeah. Lee County, you never know coming week to week who's going to lead the offense. The one sort of staple has been sophomore running back B.J. Brown. We talk about him. We're out of superlatives. He's a great player. He's going to get better and better and better. Tyrique Mckinley really had a great second half offensively.
Very much
He was the hero against Scotland. But you've got any number of guys on that offense that can get you if they have a hot night. We didn't see much Aaron Wallace in the regular season.
He's been awesome lately.
I've been saying, and I get a little wink every time I say it, I think they've been holding Aaron Wallace off the offense to keep him off tape. He probably is on a very athletic Yellow Jacket squad. Yeah. Probably the fastest of the Yellow Jackets.
2 interceptions last week. One was a pick 6.
There you go.
Amen.
So I don't know how they're going to challenge this defense. Even with T.J. Johnson, the all-state linebacker, being out, I don't know that West Johnston can sustain some offense. Lee County has had a couple games where they've been turnover prone, and if they do that tonight, West Johnston's got enough athletes they can make it interesting. Yeah. We'll see. We're going to step out for a break. This has been the
Zaxby's pregame.
Yes, sir.
Wilkinson Chevy Cadillac Buick GMC welcomes you to the NFHS Network Game of the Week. Brought to you by New Image Media.
You come back this hype, Chris?
I'm ready to go, baby.
Hey, man.
All right, Kennedy Hernandez to kick it off. When was last year Lee County did not make the postseason, Jerry?
Oh, man. Let's see. I cannot – well, I know since Jaden was here. Jaden got here in 2016, and they made it those years. So it's been a while.
It has been a long time.
It's been a long time.
I do not remember a year in the last 10 when they've not been dancing.
Remember.
And to be honest, in the last 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, I don't know when Lee County went into an offseason without being looked at as somebody that might make a move.
Yeah.
This is a team that's really good. They're really deep. They're really athletic. They're really experienced. The question mark is always going to be at the quarterback position. Yeah. And Patterson is a guy who can go out and put up gigantic stat lines, but he also is capable of not. All right, West Johnston bringing that kick back. And ball carrier's wrapped up and be dragged down. Not much of a return there from Cameron Sneed, the senior return man for West Johnston.
Tell you what.
All right, we'll see. West Johnston runs they run a lot of different formations. They wind up in the spread an awful lot. You see 21, Nick Robinson starts at tailback there. Lined up along Dante Harper, the senior quarterback. Harper is a threat to run. He'll hand to Nick Robinson on first down, and he'll get a couple out across the 20-yard line.
As I stated back at Richmond County when we first seen Prince Lamison, he has been really every game since Richmond County he started. That tells you a lot about the sophomore tackle.
Fat baby.
Fat baby.
All
That's
right,
his
Harper
nickname.
to pass. There's the screen. Redwell.
Almost picked up.
There's my guy, Ryan Schmidt on the reception. Gets a couple. Defense knew it was coming. You'll see a lot in the screen game. Robinson, they like to bring out of the backfield. They'll put him in the slot. They'll bring him in motion. But that time the screen was to Schmidt. And 3rd and 4 coming up for West Johnston.
See, we got Isaiah McKendall starting at linebacker tonight. 1/3 of the Boone brothers, number 16.
All right, there goes Robinson
Sophomore
on 3rd down.
linebacker.
He's going to have the first, and it'll be dragged down around the 30-yard line. That's a West Johnston first down. First down is brought to you by Pentair Pool Supplies.
As you spoke last week, Chris, I know you had missed it, but Lee County's run defense this year has not quite been as good as the past few years, and it even showed against Southern Lee a little bit with all the first down in the run game that they got last week. So I know moving further into the playoffs, I would love to see their run defense improve.
All right, the Wildcats with a gain of 3 on first down, 2nd and 7 coming up. Yeah, Southern Lee with the tell about Christian Matthews. Is that who was the?
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
100 yards,
yes.
Which is quite an accomplishment given where Southern Lee is at size disparity wise. To put up a hundo on Jackets is a big deal. Robinson picking his way on the delay, no gain. 3rd and long coming up for West Johnston, and this is where I don't know what they're going to do. I am sure that Coach Steve Perdue and this Yellow Jacket staff has watched plenty of tape. I'm going to be interested to see if they go man on 21, and there goes McKendall. He's going to match up man. That's what I thought might happen. Pre-snap movement, and I believe they're going to back him up. We'll see what the call is here.
Yep.
Dead ball false start, and we go from 3rd and 7 to 3rd and 12. Like I said, number 21, Nick Robinson, they'll move him out of the backfield into the slot. As soon as he went down into the slot, Lee County changed their alignment and put Tyrique Mckinley, the all-state defender, on him. Now they moved off, though. Now McKendall's going to rotate. They're playing a lot of games back in their secondary, changing the look. Harper drops. He's looking for Robinson. He's wrapped up. Slink's got him. No, is that?
Yeah, that's Slink.
All right, it was Slink. All right.
That was Slink.
Landon Johnson, number 9, with the sack. Or I think they got him for a loss of 1. We'll give him the sack there. 6 sacks on the year for Landon Johnson.
Landon had a great season this season.
Really did.
Really did.
All right, Eli Garrison back deep for the Jackets. And Schmidt, who I said in the pregame, will do a lot. Probably not the area of the field you're looking for a fake, but he gets it out of there. Nice hanging punt. Garrison signals for a fair catch, and he'll bring it in at the 39-yard line. And the Jacket offense will get to work. And my eyes go straight to number 12 as he jogs out onto the field to see if there's a hitch in that giddy up, and he's looking like it's pretty clean.
Looking pretty clean.
B.J. Brown will start at tailback. In at receiver to start this thing, Isaiah Peoples on the high side of the field, along with Kenyon Palmer, who is wide. Eli Garrison in the slot at the bottom of the screen.
Mr.
And
Garrison.
Tyrique McKinley lined up. And I tell you what, they're in cover 0.
Yeah, man.
All right, B.J. Brown through the middle. Ooh, he was a step away.
One step.
They'll get him right at the sticks, and they're going to move him along. There they go. First down, Lee County.
You know, I talked to BJ's dad right before the game. He just talked about how much work he does, even after practice, even coming home, you know, after a game and still ready to work. That shows that it's showing every week. Every week is definitely showing.
All right, 3 wide right for the Jackets. Brown again picks his way. He's into the secondary and doing damage. Now he's going to try and turn it back up the middle. He's got a step, and there he goes. They're chasing him, and will drag him out at the 11-yard line. That's 39 for the sophomore.
Tell you what, once he develops that second gear, man, it's going to be, whew.
He's already scary. If he gets a step faster when he hits that top end, look out.
It's going to, yes, sir.
All right. Change at tailback. I'm going to bet you they run it again. They're going to run it until they stop it. And there they go. Kendall Morris plowing ahead, putting his head down.
We don't see that too much.
No, we don't. He's down to the 4.
In between the tackles.
They'll give him 7 on the carry. Kendall Morris, a little faster, little slighter version of B.J. Brown. They don't change the offense for him, but between the tackles, generally not his forte. But this line for the Jackets creating pretty big holes right now.
Oh, yeah.
And Morris happy to take advantage. Now they're going to flip sides. Coach Bordeaux for the Jackets calls the offense and the defense. Patterson takes the snap, hands to Morris. Morris dances. Dragon can be down just about the goal line. They'll mark him about a foot short. I bet you get Brown in here. There he goes. Morris checks out. Brown will come in.
Here comes that big package there.
And JoJo Jennings, number 22, linebacker, will check in at fullback as Isaiah Peoples checks out from his wide receiver position. Patterson hands to Brown. Brown, and he is in there. Touchdown Jackets. That was easy. 5 run plays at 6:54 to go in the quarter. The Jackets, not a whole lot of resistance put up by West Johnston there. They punch it in for 6-0. Kennedy Hernandez on to add the extra point.
Man, I tell you what, this Yellow Jackets team with BJ back there, man, it looks really good to me, man. It looks really good, Chris.
Well, this is a team that offensively was kind of looking for its identity this year.
Yeah.
Sort of a star-laden wide receiver group. And, you know, ultimately, I think they've learned that they can trust B.J. Brown.
Mm-hmm.
We'll take a quick break and be back with the kickoff. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week.
Wilkinson Chevy Cadillac Buick GMC welcomes you to the NFHS Network Game of the Week. Brought to you by New Image Media.
Welcome back. Postseason football here in Central North Carolina. The number 5 seeded Lee County Yellow Jackets hosted the West Johnston Vikings. Or excuse me, Wildcats. My bad. My bad. B.J. Brown, you were talking about him going into the break. B.J. Brown is a guy that has become the focus of the offense. You know, the staff kind of knew what they had with him last year as a freshman, where they sort of penciled him in. He was going to be part of the rotation. Came out in the opener against South Granville, put up 100 yards, broke his wrist, and never made it back. And I think coming into this year, you know, it's not like, you know, they were worried about the wrist, but they had to be there's the onside kick, beautifully executed. And that's snatched up. That'll be a free possession for the Lee County Yellow Jackets. They're at the 46-yard line. Man, that you don't execute it better than that. Kenyon Palmer with his good hands over there playing special teams gets the style points with the slide, and the Jackets have put it right back in the offense's hands. But Brown, you know, as we got into this season, he's gotten better and better and better. But I also think that the staff has kind of decided, all right, he's not made class. We can trust him, and if we have to have him carry it 25 times, he can carry it 25 times.
You look at the first couple of games, he was getting maybe 10, 11 carries. Now, That number has doubled, almost tripled some games.
And really, we've seen games where he's been leading receiver.
Yep.
He's taken a couple kicks back to the house. He's really starting to do it all. All right, Patterson this time drops, throws down the field. Got a man behind the coverage. That's Kenyon Palmer.
And
Palmer brings it in.
6 more.
6 more. Palmer spins, focuses, catches, wiggles on into the end zone.
Sir. With a reward for recovering the onside kick.
That's coaching right there.
Yeah, man.
That's leadership.
That's how you do it.
All right. The first one took a little while. That one took 6 seconds. And it is 13-0 Jackets.
Tell you what, I got a word for you tonight.
All right.
Yeah, got a word for you. A group of Wildcats.
It's got to be a pack, right?
No.
No?
Destruction.
No, it's not. A destruction of Wildcats?
A group of Wildcats is called a destruction.
Oh, my God. That's my favorite yet. That's fantastic. That's better than a thing of Vikings.
A thing of Vikings.
Wow. A destruction of Wildcats.
Yes.
That is fantastic. You're pulling out words already.
Hey, yeah. It's already, man. Also could be called a gaggle.
I like a destruction. I'm going with
destruction.
Going with the destruction. All right, 14-0 Jackets. 6:48 to go in the first quarter.
Definitely not the start I know West Johnston was looking to have here.
No, West Johnston was not looking for this. And, you come in with a squad like this where you look at it on paper and you're like, all right, guys, we've got to play a clean game.
Right.
It's got to be perfect. When you come out and 5.5 minutes into the game, you're down 2 scores.
Yeah.
That's got to be a little disheartening, especially on the road.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot of support over across the way. It could be a long, cold night for this destruction of Wildcats.
Now, West Johnston didn't have too far of a travel right around from the Benson area.
And another onside kick. That one not quite going to go 10 yards. It goes about 7.5 and skips out of bounds.
I believe they
and
called
we will
onside.
get a flag. They called. Oh wow!
Yeah.
They blew it dead.
Yep,
False start, and that's going to work in Lee County's advantage. So that ball was dead, and we'll do it again from 5 yards back. We'll see what they do this time. First one perfectly executed. That one not so much. But that oddly shaped brown pigskin ball there sometimes doesn't bounce quite the way you want it to. All right, Hernandez backs up this time. I think he's going to put a boot in it.
Definitely so. We've seen him put it in the end
zone.
zone.
I tell you what, though, they're creeping up there toward the front of the formation. We might see a high spinner at some point right over top of that. This was going to go out of bounds. Nope, it's not. It's fielded. Ryan Schmidt going backwards. That's not a great idea. He's going to be
he's
still fighting and gets back up. And they got something, maybe a face mask here, maybe a horse collar, maybe none of the above. We'll see what the officials say.
The last few weeks, last few games, actually, Kenny Hernandez has been definitely kicking the ball deep. It went away from the pooch kick a little bit, which was so famous for so many years.
Well, it's funny you're talking about kickers in Lee County because from across town, Southern Lee, did you see that Richie McCullough was the conference special teams player of the week last week? Isn't that something?
Did.
The Southern Conference?
I did. I don't know how he was getting those punts off. I'm going to be honest. If you watch the game, he had a lot of pressure, and he was really getting the punts off.
All right. Back it up. It was a hold against the receiving team, and that's not going to make life any easier. The 5.5. So from inside the 6, Dante Harper takes the snap, pitches. It's Richardson.
Nice hold.
And
closed up nice.
Woo!
There is Ayo
Adesanya. The youngster coming across like a missile. Stops him after a gain of about 1.5 feet. And West Johnston got to figure it out. One of the interesting things about Richardson that you see on tape is that he is good at bouncing runs. And I said Richardson, I mean Robinson.
Yeah.
But Robinson always bounces to the outside.
Yeah.
Always. Doesn't matter if it's in the pass game or the run game. He will bounce and bounce and bounce, but he continues to bounce outside. It's interesting. I don't know if it's a conscious thing or if it's just how he's wired. All right, 3rd and 7 coming up for the Wildcats. clock inside 6 minutes, and you really want to stretch this drive out and get a first down here. Harper from the gun. Whoa! Jennings jumps. Going to give him 5 free ones. He was coming off the edge.
A little too antsy. Just a little too antsy.
All right, so 3rd and short. So it opens up the playbook a little bit more for West Johnston. Robinson in at tailback, all by himself. You got a tight end and an H-back on the right side of the formation, and that's where Robinson's going to go. He cuts it back up the middle and is met by a swarm of Jackets for no gain, and 4th and short coming up. We'll see if West Johnston rolls the dice or if they punt it away here. No movement on the sideline. Looks like the offense is staying out there, and they will. Here we go. They give Robinson forward progress of a couple of feet. This is 4th and a real 1 here. Ooh, almost got the offsides there. Sideline's pleading for it, but the officials say no. Harper moving around, a lot of barking, and takes the snap, and here he goes. Going to keep it himself, and needed 1, got 2. So West Johnston stays alive, and that'll be a first down, brought to you by Pentair Pool Supplies.
We were having barbershop conversations the other day. It's kind of what we call sports debating and stuff like that in a group of people. It was talking about the 3 losses that Lee County had this year against Glenn and Richmond County and Pinecrest, and the caliber of the teams that they lost to, and also why they lost. And I picked up on more so. There's your favorite player.
There's Schmidt.
Nice catch.
Works his way out of bounds after he gets a first down. Gain of 13 on the play. Harper to Schmidt.
We're talking about the caliber of the teams that they lost to in Glenn, Richmond, and Pinecrest. And all those games, they were actually in at some point. And then they lost it due to, I would say, fatigue. You know, the sidelines, they look totally different than the amount of kids that are on the other side in those 4A schools.
Let's not get confused. In the Richmond game,
yes,
they weren't necessarily in it, but they were the better team in the second half.
They were. They really were.
But when you go into the half down 34-0,
yeah, it makes a big difference.
It's a problem. The Pinecrest and Glenn games could have gone differently. They were really a couple of plays one way or the other.
Yeah.
And it's funny you're talking about the barbershop conversation, because there legitimately has been that conversation in barbershops and everywhere else.
For years.
Because Lee County has, it's been a long time since they dropped 3 games in a regular season.
Yeah. All
right. The run is back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 coming up for the Wildcats. Finish your thought, Jerry.
But we were just saying, a lot of it was some people love to hate Lee County. And even in Lee County. And that's hard to believe, because they get so much credit for what they've done over the past few years. And, some say, hey, the conference was weak. You can't blame the next man of who you put on who you have to play on the field.
2 years ago, they weren't playing conference teams in the state playoffs.
Exactly.
When they went to the state championship.
Exactly, man. So,
all right, we're going to get a timeout. 3rd and 10. Wildcats want to talk about it. We'll let them talk about it. We'll pay a couple bills. We'll see you on the other side of the break.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
All right, welcome back. We're having a vigorous, stimulating discussion here during the break.
Yeah.
You made an interesting point. That 2020 class from Lee County that went to the state championship. I think you're right. I mean, if you put Colin Johnson and Des Evans and DDP and Jaden on this team in this conference, they're probably the favorites to win. The thing ball's out, and the Jackets can't quite get it. Good hustle by Stephen Garland there for the Wildcats to save the turnover, but it'll be 4th and a mile, and now we will see the punt team for the Wildcats. It's interesting that people talk about, the strength of schedule or lack of strength of schedule with Lee County for the previous 4 years.
Right.
But the same argument was made before that when they were playing in a conference with Grays Creek and Terry Sanford and the rest of those.
Yep.
And, the game, it usually came down to, are they going to win the Terry Sanford game or not? But Lee County even then never scheduled. Burton Cates was notorious for scheduling bunnies in the preseason.
Yeah.
And they'd come into conference play 4-0 every year and then maybe drop a game or so. So it wasn't that much different the last few years.
Right.
And there's value in that. You keep guys healthy. You're unless you completely stub your toe.
Yeah.
I mean, through those 4 years, there was only one game that was ever really in jeopardy of being lost.
Which one you say?
The one that we had the break on Friday night and played finish Saturday morning. Who was the opponent? Who was it?
That was Northwood.
It wasn't Northwood.
Yes,
No. That was this year. I'm talking about
way back.
I'm talking about 3 years ago.
Oh, let me think. Who was that? 3 years ago. Oh, that was.
Was it Hoke County?
No, it wasn't Hoke. Orange and White.
Yes.
There was a storm. It
Yes.
actually finished on Monday afternoon.
Yes, it did.
Lee County came out down 20. I'm going to give you the exact. They were down 24-12 going into the fourth quarter. The
opponent had the ball at the 1 yard line.
And they scored. Lee County scored 21 points in 2 minutes and 12 seconds and went into the fourth quarter with the lead. That was
but and we'll look it up at halftime.
Yeah, I got to figure.
But in 4 years, in that conference, that's the only game they were ever in danger of losing.
Only one.
Brown with the carry, picking his way, spins, man, dancing. Here
well,
goes.
That's it.
See ya.
That's it.
P.J. Brown.
Look at that run, man.
That's
running right there.
69 yards on the touchdown. This one's out of control already.
Yeah.
2:07 to go in the quarter.
Man.
20-0 Jackets. B.J. Brown, there wasn't, we saw earlier there were a couple holes. That one, there wasn't much there.
Yeah.
He sort of got skinny, spun through the hole, and I think looked up and was like, oh, my gosh.
His dad said he loves that.
Me and the goal line.
His dad said he loves that ugly spin move. Well, it looks good to me. It looks good to me. Bradley Brown, it looks good to me.
Woo. That's circle button. Button.
Yes.
All right. Hold us down. Kennedy Hernandez kick is up. It is through. 21-0 Jackets all over the Wildcats. 2:07 to go first quarter in the NFHS Game of the Week. We'll see you on the other side.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
All right, welcome back to Lee County, North Carolina, right here in the county seat of Lee County, Sanford. We can see the lights from here. And so talking during the break, this is looking like a bit of a mismatch.
Yeah.
And it really makes you question
how
and
why.
And I said in the pregame, you had 6 teams from one conference go into the playoffs. The other 2 teams that didn't get in here didn't have a non-conference win of note between them. And one of those teams beat West Johnston 2 weeks ago.
I don't know what to say. Maybe did Hope get in? Did Hope County get in?
Yes.
So this conference had 5 teams. Okay.
But I'm going to tell you right now, and this is no indictment of West Johnston because they're not the worst 3A team that's in.
Right.
If West Johnston in, somebody explain to me how Union Pines is not in.
Yeah, I agree. It seems like we have a little confusion every year, a little.
Yeah, and I mean, there is no perfect system. If you're going to keep taking so many teams into the playoffs, and you have 32 teams from the East, 32 teams from the West, and once you get past the top 12 or 15 teams, it really doesn't make much difference. Each year, you're going to go in with about 10 teams that have a serious chance of getting deep into the playoffs. And that's it. So everybody else is sort of fodder, and you really don't want to go to a bye system because byes actually, I think, at high school work against the teams that get the bye.
If you're rolling hot and you don't want to take a bye and take a week off.
But I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on that Southern Durham-Scotland game as we get a little deeper into this one.
Oh, yeah. I'll definitely have your scores for you shortly.
All right, Dante Harper from the gun. Hands to Robinson. And he'll get about half of what he needed. Third and a couple coming up for the Wildcats as they're into jacket territory for the first time tonight. Clock ticking down toward 1 minute to go in the quarter. Yeah, I really, as I checked the brackets when they came out, I hoped that Scotland got somebody that got a seed I thought was too high. They didn't. Southern, I mean, you can't. They went undefeated in their conference.
Yeah.
They won the conference, and they whirl up into Scotland. That man, oh, man, oh, man. Oh, man, stopped in the hole, stoned by number 16.
Boom, brother. That's Isaiah McKinley.
McKinley makes the stop. West Johnston showing no inclination to punt this thing away. They'll go for it on 4th and 2, down 3 touchdowns early. They're going to have to get a play off before the end of the quarter. Clock is down inside 30 seconds, but there's only about 20 on the play clock, so they'll have to snap it here unless they call a timeout. Dante Harper marches back out onto the field. Nick Robinson has been the tailback all night. Harper looking. Play clock getting down inside 5. Now he hands it to Robinson. Nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. That was never going to work. And the Jackets force the turnover on downs. Be a loss of a yard on the run by Robinson there. And the Jackets coming out with 6 seconds to go in the first quarter. We'll see if they run this thing or if they take a shot just to try to save them having to flip the field. No touches for Tyrique Mckinley yet. That's all I'm going to say.
Hey, right now, sometimes they don't quite need him yet. But when he's needed, he shows up. He's been showing up lately.
4 wide for the Jackets. They've been in that formation all night. Fakes the hand. There's McKinley on the screen.
And there's 7.
And that's the problem with zero coverage. There's McKinley outrunning everybody, and he is into the end zone as we reach double zeros in the first quarter. 27-0 Jackets. And I'm not going to say I called that, but I called that, Jerry.
You called it.
And you can't play zero coverage when you're outmanned like
You cannot.
Because when a guy that fast gets to that next level, there's nobody home. And they hadn't needed to run that screen yet, but on the final play of the first quarter, they took what had been there every snap so far.
Every single snap. It's been there.
They're playing zero coverage off man, which is an interesting concept. All right, 28-0, Jackets.
I think you'll definitely see the JV in tonight.
Yep. All right, we're at the end of the first quarter. We'll be back for the kickoff. You're watching the NFHS Game of the Week. See you on the other side. I didn't think it'd be this bad.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go down.
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Welcome back to Lee County. Want to give a shout-out and a congratulations because nobody found out until today because we weren't paying any attention. Chatham Central right down the road.
Yeah.
Home to a couple of our favorite assistant coaches in the playoffs tonight. We will be watching that game as well.
They're right now they're down Riverside 16-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Well,
so they're in the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs.
They're in the playoffs.
Every one of the guys on that roster be able to say we played in the state playoffs. It's difficult over on the 1A side. I mean, you've got like 27 1A schools in the state.
Yeah. So as we've been saying, I didn't expect this. I mean, what a blitz from Lee County offensively.
Jerry, I'm not going to lie. I kind of did. All right, Schmidt dancing around, going backwards again. Bad idea again, and he'll be dragged down at the 13-yard line. Wildcats with 1 first down, trying to get a couple on this drive, I'm sure, to keep this thing going and keep the ball away from Lee County. We have seen schools like Union Pines, when they were physically mismatched with Lee County, try to run the ball, do
Doesn't
anything
work.
they can to run the clock. It has worked to a certain extent. Tonight, Wildcats haven't been able to pull it off. And at this point, up 28-0, I don't know what you got left in your bag of tricks.
Yeah,
right.
it's going to be rough.
They're going to flip the formation. And there's Robinson. He is wrapped up in the backfield. Landon Johnson led the way. Isaiah Peoples checks in for Kenyon Palmer. We've seen Peoples get a lot more run at the corner. And I tell you, Peoples has done pretty well. Now, Richmond picked on him.
Yeah.
But he is the absolute opposite of the body type you expect to see a corner. He's built like a fire hydrant, and he's about 5'5" playing quarterback. But he's quick enough he can flip his hits and he can run. Now they're going right at him, and he's going to be dreaming about that one, Coach.
Almost.
Woof.
That was 6 because he can run the ball too.
Oh, he was gone. He knows it. But I wonder if it's because they've seen him on tape, or just because they look and they're like, "Who's the little guy over there corner?"
Yeah.
But teams have gone straight at him on occasion, and as soon as he checked in, Harper looked that way and never looked back. Harper looking to the other side of the field. Now he's going to run it, and he's going to run right into Landon Johnson, and that was a bad idea. I think we're going to give him another sack there. He lost about a foot, and that will bring up 4th down, and the punt team one more time. The Wildcats needed to run some clock and keep the Yellow Jackets off the field, but they got less than – well, they're going to get a little over a minute by the time they punt this thing.
And I've been knowing people for a while.
Have you?
Never been scared. I mean, he was maybe 4'3". He was never scared of anything.
Well, in one JV game this year, he had 4 touchdowns in the first half, and Coach wouldn't let him run the ball in the second half. He's up against it trying to crack into that backfield. It skips up. Ryan Schmidt can do some damage now. All right. That's my guy, Jerry.
Your guy.
That's my guy. They're going to walk him down. He's not going to get that to the house, is he? He skips. He jumps. He stumbles. Ow! He's all the way down to the 21.
What a save.
Woo! I don't know if it was by design or if it was because it was a bad snap, but Ryan Schmidt took off, and that is more offense than West Johnston's had the whole game, and a big play. Maybe that pumps some life back into the sideline.
All of it. Let's hope that big play will give him a little juice.
All right. Gets about 70 on the play. We'll call it 65 on the carry from Ryan Schmidt. I'm trying to see if they let him check out of the game. Lee County going to get a timeout here. They're like, hey, man, somebody needs to account for number 12. He can run a little bit.
Definitely nice play there. If you notice in high school, we were talking a couple weeks ago, botched kickoffs.
Yeah.
Broken
they
plays.
change the timing, man.
Yeah, it changes the timing, and it ends up a big play. A lot in high school football.
Yeah, and, he did a good job there, first of all, keeping his eyes downfield, second, breaking the tackle, and then just showing some speed. They walked him down, but not until he picked up about 67.
Yeah.
And he's got him set up out just outside the red zone. Now the defense got to kind of collect themselves because a lot of those guys on defense were running down the field 70 yards chasing him. And a good time out there from Coach Bordeaux. But West Johnston looking to capitalize on the momentum here. Lee County be trying to keep him out and preserve this shutout. I will say, though, that Ryan Schmidt, the punter that just took off, is also the kicker. In addition to all his other duties, he can hit it from here now.
Okay.
If they don't pick another yard, this would be inside a 40-yard kick, and he can hit that. All right, Harper going to keep it. Picking his way, spins right into Io. And he'll get about a yard on the play. 2nd and 9 for the Wildcats. Man, I like Adesanya more and more every time I see him.
His build. He's reminding me of Larry Baldwin.
He really does. The way he diagnoses plays and gets there, and once he puts pads on you, it's over.
Yeah.
All right, Harper going to keep again, wrapped up.
Landon. There's Landon. There is Landon.
And they'll give him a yard on that. So 3rd and 8 coming up for the Wildcats. Almost like they're playing for a field goal here, Jerry.
It definitely seems that way.
All right, inside the RE/MAX red zone for the first time tonight. The Wildcats, 3rd and 8 coming up. And so what do we got here? Interesting alignment. This is a different set. They've got Robinson split out wide. Now they send a man in motion to the – oh, they got the slot.
Oh,
he got
what
it.
a play.
He got it, Ryan Schmidt.
That. That's your man.
All
There's your
kinds
guy.
of motion on that, and they got Ryan Schmidt running down the middle, and the defender chasing him never could get close, and Schmidt is in for the touchdown. West Johnston cracks the scoreboard 28-6.
That was a nice play.
9:02 to go. Really was a nice
That
design.
was a nice design.
Well, and it started with the alignment of Nick Robinson over here split wide right,
Yeah.
because you got to think, okay, this is something to him.
Yeah.
And then they run the man in motion to the other side, and they spread him out, and Schmidt just went right down the middle that was left open. So he started this thing, and he got to finish it. All of the yards -2 on that drive from Ryan Schmidt, and then he kicks the extra point.
Then he put 7 points on the board.
All right. 28-7, 9:02 to go in the half. We'll be back for the kickoff after these messages. I told you I
90
love
years
this
ago,
game.
First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
All right, welcome back to Sanford. Things are lighting up a little bit.
Yeah.
28-7. Lee County, that defense over there scratching their heads. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, how did that happen?
Gave up one first down in the first quarter.
A
And
little
then
hiccup.
Total of about 89 yards.
Yeah, little hiccup. That's about all. See how they recover from it.
I tell you what, if I'm the offensive coordinator over here for Lee County, I'm making notes on that one. I really like what they did there.
Yeah, that was nice.
All kinds of sort of sleight of hand on that one. That if you looked at it out of context, you wouldn't see what was going on. All right, here's B.J. Brown on the return. Oof. Looked like he had that little jump cut. Uh-oh. Whoa, we got a little bit of a tussle going out there at midfield with Ayo Adesanya and Dimitri Cummings. Mr. Cummings, careful.
Ayo, he added me on Instagram this week, and I was just kind of looking at some of his pictures. He only had 2, but
he ain't got time to put pictures up, man. He's too busy lifting mobile homes.
I definitely like speaking with him. We talked for a few words and back and forth a little bit and through direct messages. But he loves football. That's what I can see. He loves football.
All right, West Johnston shoring up the middle of that defensive line. Only give up about 3 on the carry to Brown. You know, you do the obvious on defense. You stop the run first, then you can worry about everything else. Because if Lee County can just run it up the middle, they'll do it all night. All right, Brown moves to the left side of the formation. Will Patterson with the toss, and Brown makes the first man miss and is wrapped up by a destruction of Wildcats.
A destruction of Wildcats.
Number 78 is another guy that jumped out on film for me there. Chancellor Whitmore. That's quite a name, by the way.
I like
Chancellor
that.
Whitmore.
Oh, yeah.
With all that hair. He's going to have to come out of the game as his helmet came off there. But he's a disruptor. Handful of sacks
Nice
on the
size,
game, on the season. Recorded a blocked field goal. One of the team leaders from that defensive line position in tackles. He's a nice ball player and made a big play there.
Yeah.
And now we're going to get a timeout from West Johnston as they forced a third down for the first time tonight. 8:16 to go in the first half. Lee County up 28-7, but suddenly moving a little more slowly. We'll take a quick break and be back on the other side.
Pentair, empowering people to move water, improve water, enjoy water, so that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose. Lives with enjoyment. Lives that flourish. Lives with hope. Because at Pentair, we're not just about better water. We're about better life. Pentair, bringing water to life, for life.
All All right, welcome back to Sanford. 3rd and 10 for the Jackets. Will Patterson from the gun, got them all spread out. Move B.J. Brown around in the backfield. Patterson drops. Pressure, spins out of it. And
there's your favorite player.
And that's Ryan Schmidt with the sack. I'm going to tell you what, man. When I look at film, guy, I kind of know what I'm looking at. I don't know. Ryan Schmidt all over the field, man. I told you he's like my new favorite football player. All right, a big sack. And after a first quarter that was all Lee County, here early in the second quarter, West Johnston said, hey, man, we're here to play. Oh, did that bounce off of him? I think it did, and he gets on it. Man, we've seen some crazy stuff in the punt return game. That was a bad decision. If you're going to come up there, catch it. But Robinson stopped short. It hit him in the chest, and he's able to fall on it. And West Johnston will take over at the 45 with 7.5 to go in the half. Still mad about that Scotland call, by the way, on the punt return. What's going on in the Scotland-Southern Durham game, Jay?
Well, I haven't seen their score yet, but I ran across one more of the team in the conference as Roseville right now up on Pinecrest 21-9 in the second quarter.
Roseville's a good ball club,
Scotland up 14-0 on Southern Durham. That's a 23 seed we're talking about.
Yeah.
Bracket buster.
I'm going to tell you, it's a 23 seed you can pencil into the third round. I'm telling you right now.
Every bit of it. They are a bracket buster.
You know, the seeding, because of the way the seedings are done, don't necessarily mean this is where you're at.
Yeah.
But look, I know a lot of things, but I don't know anything more certainly than the fact that Scotland is not the 23rd best 3A team in the East.
That is a true statement.
All right, here we go. 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. Harper from the gun, drops, looking, and throws it low. Schmidt has to come back for it. Shows those great hands, but only gets a yard on that. Harper didn't give him much to work with. 3rd and 9 coming up. A little bit of a personnel change. Tyrique Mckinley into the game for the Jackets. He'll check in. And if 21's in the pattern, I bet you he's on him. No, they got Patterson. Robinson is up on the high side. Got man coverage up there on top. Tyrique McKinnell's down here. Harper drops. He's looking to the left. Throws it out there, and push off. Come on, can we get a flag?
Oh, man.
Wow, what a nice grab by Robinson. I don't shove in the back, but there's no call. Was that Aaron Wallace that he threw around like that?
Yeah, kind of just pushed him.
Yeah. No flag. So that's 1st and 10 for the Wildcats.
Hey, just let it happen.
All right. Had man coverage, and I'm really surprised that they're letting Robinson move around the formation. I really would have thought we would have seen McKendall or somebody else be man up on him with safety help, but they left him out there by himself, and he made a nice play. And not a really big guy, but strong and uses leverage and just threw the defender on by him and brought it in. All right. Motion there pre-snap by the Wildcats. This will be 1st and 15. I like this Wildcat team. A little bit of swagger.
They got a little bit going. They really got punched in the mouth.
Yeah, they did. Robinson on the first down carry is going to get a couple. Pushes the pile. He'll have 3. Yeah, they got punched in the mouth, and you've got 2 possible ways to go there. You can either bow up and punch back, or you can go to sleep. And West Johnston's here for it.
They want to play football.
And Lee County better not nod off here. All right, Harper looking to the sideline. 2nd and 12. Harper, a true dual threat quarterback, is going to hang it up there and throws it over everybody. Threw it into double coverage. He was looking for Alex Wilson there. The junior receiver kind of gave up on the route, and the safety didn't pick it up soon enough to do anything with it. Had he diagnosed that a little bit better, he might have had a beat on that. Who is that lined up at safety right now?
That's number
Is it number
4? Yes, number 4.
Or number 1?
Number 4. Remember, he had
Jeremiah Eaton.
Yep,
that's who it is.
Great game against Scotland County.
Yeah, he did. All right, Slink running him down. Oh, my goodness. Looky there. Woo! Landon Johnson's the one he saw. The one he didn't see was Tyler Walden. Walden comes up and gets the sack, and that is going to be 3rd and a mile.
Huge loss. We got a flag.
Wow, in the secondary, and that would have forced 4th and a mile, excuse me. But let's see what the
call holding on Lee County.
Wow.
Penalties like that hurt.
Yeah, they do. All right, that's going to be 10 yards, which will leave them short. So we'll replay 3rd down now. No automatic first down like there is in pro football or even in college.
Yeah.
But 3rd and 3, West Johnston's back on schedule now. And that was a big play. I mean, you would have forced the turnover or, something crazy on 4th down there. Harper going to line up under center for the first time tonight. And with the hard count, doesn't quite get anybody to jump. Now looking for a signal. Clock inside 5 minutes left in the first half. Harper takes a snap, hands to Robinson, wrapped up.
Right there, there he is. Fat baby.
What a play. Fat baby Prince Lamison.
What a play.
You go from 3rd and 2 to 4th and 5, and that's the type of run that you think you can't lose yards. So the worst thing happened is you come back 4th and 2 and go for it, and he loses 3. Lamison, man.
Nice play. Nice play.
Now, Jerry, we talked about the fact that this run defense hadn't been great for Lee County. It only takes 1 or 2 guys
Hey, I tell you
to change the narrative. All right, Harper from the gun,
sophomore.
going to keep it out there. From the 25, drops, pressure coming, slings it out there, throws it high, and looking for Robinson. And the one drawback in that young man's game is he is not particularly tall and can't get to it. They had a hold back there that'll be declined, and that'll be Lee County ball going the other way. So after all that, Lee County manages to hold and will get it back with 4:12 to go. The upside for West Johnston is they kept that Lee County offense off the field for a little bit. And here we go.
Man, we see Marshall Schlesinger come in the game early.
Wow. And it was unexpected because Patterson had checked in at quarterback. Schlesinger, the junior backup, checks in late. He's a completely different ball player. He is a run-first guy, and I bet you we're going to see something with an option or a quarterback run. Here we go. All right, he's going to put it in Brown's belly. Brown pushing the pile, gets positive yardage.
He definitely brings a different dynamic to the offense.
Not the accurate passer that Patterson is, but a much more athletic young man back there at quarterback. He plays a lot of linebacker and a lot of safety. You like to say he's a dog.
He's a dog. Been a dog.
And maybe this is something strategic. Maybe this is just to get him reps in case they need him later on down the road. 1 touchdown pass on the season, and a little confusion. They're going to get a timeout. Coach Bordeaux wants to talk to him. The offense will huddle up, and looks like Schlesinger's going to stay in there from the way they're aligned. Interesting. What do you make of that, Jerry?
I think it's early in the game. You're up kind of big. Just get your feet wet just in case you do have to come in. Why not do it right now?
Man, you were talking about barbershop conversations earlier.
Man, this is,
Backup quarterback's always everybody's favorite, right?
Yeah,
always. Doesn't matter who it is. Always. The backup can do this.
Always.
Yeah, Schlesinger's in there and playing meaningful snaps. He was pressed into service about a month ago when Patterson was initially hurt.
Did great.
And had a nice run there at the end. Got his first touchdown pass. And, of course, had the game on defense where he was defensive player of the game with a couple of picks, including one he took back one-handed and took to the house. All right, Schlesinger you're going to keep right up the middle. There he goes.
And guess what?
All right, and he's running. He's outrunning folks. He's to the sideline. And,
big run.
I'm disappointed. You better get after him.
Hey.
You got to finish that run if we're going to call you a dog,
Well,
buddy.
he's playing quarterback, so he got to stay healthy. He got to get on out of bounds.
That's a smart play. Not what I expected. I really expected him to put his shoulder down or get that stiff arm, but he accepted the fact quarterbacks can't do that. But he has the ball all the way down inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. Big play from Schlesinger there. 3.5 to go in the half. Takes a snap, fakes. Now he throws the screen. McKinley ducks out of a tackle, hits the sideline, dragging a man. He'll have a first down after a gain of 13 on the screen. McKindle's silky smooth after he caught the ball there. And Schlesinger's still going. Patterson not getting too far away from Coach Bordeaux. I don't think as a quarterback that comes out, or anybody that comes out, you know, you're going to hang. You're not going to get kicked. You're not going to get too far away from the coach.
Got to stay right there.
Make sure he doesn't have to look for you. Schlesinger checking the wristband. Inside 3 to go. Checks it one last time. And now he takes the snap. Hands to Brown. Brown dances. Now he breaks it outside, back inside. He's in the 5. And touchdown. B.J. Brown making it look easy. 2:41 to go in the half. There is a flag on the field. And it is a hold against the Jackets. That's all coming back. All of that pretty running by B.J. Brown wiped away. Will be, first and 23 after they mark this off, I think.
Okay.
All right, Kendall Morris into the game now. Checks in at tailback. Well, they ended up marking that. Apparently, they walked it off from beyond the line of scrimmage, so it's first and 19. Spot foul. The flag was down in the backfield. All right, Schlesinger's still in there at quarterback. First and 19. A little bit of motion with the receivers.
That's Patterson in there,
Here
isn't it?
comes man.
Yep,
And a
that's
pop
Patterson.
pass to McKindle. McKindle with one man to beat. He turns the corner, gets it upfield. He's inside the 10, down to the 5, down to the 4. They'll mark him down at the 3. Needed 19, got 23. And it'll be first and goal inside the Remax red zone for the Yellow Jackets at the 3-yard line. Be interested to see who's in the backfield here. McKindle checks out. JoJo Jennings is into the game. And B.J. Brown right back in there. Jennings been relatively quiet on defense tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think we've called his number. And he gets the block there. Brown down close to the goal line. They're going to mark him just short as we get down close to 2 minutes left in the half.
I love the way he hits the hole. If we check the first couple of games, he was didn't want to get in there. Now, he almost hits it just as hard as AJ used to. Close, just a little bit. Don't give me that side eye, Chris. Don't give me that side eye.
This time Jennings will get it. Nobody wants a piece of that. They never do get him off his feet.
That's
So
a low
147 to go. JoJo Jennings with his first touch of the game is in from 1 yard. And Lee County stretches out that lead to 34-7. So a little bit of a hiccup there for Lee County as it looked like they were going to blow this thing wide open.
I tell you what, you looked at me like that, Chris. And
I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
AJ Hicks is definitely a Lee County legend. Definitely a Lee County legend.
All right, 147 to go. Lee County 35, West Johnston 7. We'll take a quick break, be back with the kickoff.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
All right, welcome back to Sanford, North Carolina. 147 to go in the first half. Lee County out comfortably 35-7. West Johnston, nothing in the first quarter. Little life shown in the second. And looked like they might make it interesting. That was a statement drive from Lee County. But interesting that Will Patterson checked out. Mark Schlesinger led that drive at the quarterback position. Capped off by a 1-yard touchdown. I don't even know what to call that.
Yeah, bulldoze.
By JoJo Jennings. Hernandez with the kick. We'll see if he plays this straight. And he does. He'll try to pin him back. High spinning kick back. Schmidt all the way up inside his 10-yard line. Going forward this time. And Schmidt out across the 20 to the 22 before he's knocked out of bounds.
Kind of slowed up and waited on that hit.
I'm going to tell you something, man. We talk about this. You know, we did a 1A game this year, and we talked about the fact those guys play everywhere.
Yeah.
3A football, man.
You don't see it.
Kick returner, wide receiver, safety, punter, kicker, this kid hadn't come off the field yet. And I like him, man. I like him. I hate that he's a senior because I'd be trying to adopt him and bring him in and let him live in my house, play Lee County next year.
The quarterback, I can't remember the school that we watched against Chatham Central.
The quarterback playing safety.
He played – the starting quarterback played safety. The tailback played kicker, punter.
All right, Harper scrambling, being chased.
Yeah,
Showing good wheels. Slink going to pull him down, but not until after it gains about 6. Dante Harper showing good wheels. Landon Johnson, man, what level of football is he going to play next year?
Man.
Talk to me. Is he a prep school guy? Is he going to go to a small program?
I think you'll see him and his brother together at Pembroke.
Okay.
I mean, I really think that's a very strong possibility.
That would not be a bad spot.
That's not a bad look.
It's a shame because I think that given a different year with different recruiting things going on, I think Landon might be a kid that was getting a look from a bigger program than that. But if it ends up being a series of small schools that ultimately make offers, Pembroke would be it
would be nice. I spoke last week at halftime. I spoke about a lot of things that we were speaking of as far as getting recruited and scholarships and things of this nature. With this class, being it's been hard.
I'm going to tell you, man. I was thinking about it the other day. Somebody needs to get Mike Minter on the horn from down at Campbell.
Yeah.
There's
there
a pick.
It is.
Aaron Wallace, look out. Oh, if he'd have taken that to the other side, I'm a little disappointed. He could outrun everybody. Wallace with the pick off the deflection, and with 55 seconds left, Lee County a shot to go up 42-7. They'll be searching for a touchdown before the end of the half. Good concentration by Wallace, who doubles at wide receiver, but has played almost exclusively on defense for the last month and a half. 35-7, Patterson is back in there. So I think that was just a matter of trying to get Schlesinger some reps just in case.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe give a different look.
Yeah, I think we'll see a heavy dose.
Patterson drops, looking down the seam.
There
He's over the top. It's Kenyon Palmer.
Nice
Palmer
catch.
Flipped his hands around the wrong way, but still made that catch. Coach, I'm going to need you to get on tape with him, talk to him about that one. But he managed to bring it in. At the 13-yard line, clock stopped, 48 seconds to go. And we got a destruction of coaches coming into the booth here.
Yes, sir. Some good coaches. Got
All right, Patterson drops.
Going.
Plenty of time. Looking, throws it a mile. There's Eli Garrison. He threw it over his head. Oof. All right. Flag on the play. Don't think it would have mattered. I think we're going to get a hold here.
I was looking at Mr.
So
Garrison.
a group of Wildcats is called a destruction.
It's called a destruction.
What is a group of
Stallions?
Football coaches called?
Oh, man. They've caused destruction. They've definitely caused destruction around this area in this middle school football.
All right, 27-yard line is where they'll mark the ball. 42 seconds to go in the half. Not what Lee County was looking for. I'm looking to that wide side. You still got cover 0 for West Johnston, which is curious for me. I would run that tunnel over on the wide side of the field 1,000 times against that coverage. B.J. Brown dancing around, not going to get much. 2nd and long coming up. And no timeout by the Jackets to let the clock run here and try to hurry back to the line of scrimmage.
We'll definitely see it right here.
Bargain out signals. I want to run to the wide side, but you got McKindle up there on the short side. Patterson drops time. Good. Oh. And he's got McKindle. Look at that.
Oh, he called.
Well,
you caught the flag after he catches the ball.
Oh. 17 seconds to go in the half. And, it might have been a hold.
Yeah.
No. They got ineligible man downfield. Buddy. Woo!
It was definitely a hold. It was definitely a hold.
Wow.
We'll see it again.
How do you call that from there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Coach, help me out. That's an interesting place for that flag to come in. Oh, no, they got a hold too. Ha! So you got the ineligible man downfield that they declined. So it wasn't the flag in the backfield was not for the ineligible man. That was for the hold. And it probably was a hold, to be fair.
Oh, it definitely was
17 seconds, 2nd and a mile here. I'm not even going to try to do the math. 22, 32, 36. Second and 36 here.
They're still
all right, Patterson. That's a heck of a call. There's the screen. B.J. Brown needs to make a man miss. He does. He's going to get to the sideline. Got a block. Getting out of bounds. Gets out of bounds with 9.5 to go. Need to get on that clock, operator. Stop that thing a little bit quicker. All right, so third down. You got 2 shots here. Still got a timeout in your bag. So I'm going to see something quick across the middle. You got to go.
I'm going with 1 shot down the sideline, Tyrique.
Well, I don't hate that because if you don't hit it, then the clock stops. You don't have to worry about the timeout, and then you can reset it again. A little bit out of Hernandez's field goal range here, so that's not really a factor. There goes Patterson. Drops, looking. There's a screen. Palmer. All right, needs to get through there. 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Get down, son. Get down. 1 second. And stop with half a second left on the clock. And do you go for it here, or do you take the field goal? What do you do, Coach?
Let Kennedy get some points on the board.
Kennedy was walking out there like he thought he was going to get it. Yep, there he is. He is going to pop out there.
A little practice. It's the playoffs. I'm pretty sure he's going to be needed real soon.
All right, this will be a 31-yard field goal.
His field goal to get, 41 yards against Scotland?
That sounds correct.
Yeah, that was needed. Did he stay on the field?
Yeah, he's out there.
Okay, I see him.
There he
He had disappeared for a quick second.
He's the little guy out there. All right, 41 from this left hash, 31 from this left hash. This will be the last play of the half, barring a flag, and Lee County will get the ball to open up the second half.
That's tough.
Everything is clean, and that kick is about as far as he can kick it, sir. Banks it off the flagpole. 38-7 going into the half. We'll be back after this. We got a whole gang of folks here in the booth. I'm excited. All right, I'm Chris. This is Jerry. We'll see you on the other side of the break with a big halftime lineup.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go to
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
Welcome to the Classic Nissan Halftime Report.
And we're back with the Classic Nissan Halftime Show. And as I stated earlier, we have some great guests for your halftime show tonight. We have the middle school coaches of Sandley Middle School, the champions. The champions.
Yes, sir.
Head coach, DJ Clemens. Assistant coach, Tim Carnegie. Back here in the back, assistant coach, Dante McLaughlin. These guys have been doing some winning around this area for a long time. And you gotta give them their flowers. Definitely got to give them flowers. Coach Clemens, what do you want to say? I mean, what can you say? How has this success helped you around as far as middle school football? What has your success brought you as far as getting kids over there wanting to come play football for you, bringing that football back to the middle school?
Man, it's amazing. I feel like I have to give a lot of shout out to Coach Goins. Definitely a mentor in the game for me. reared me up into learning how to be a head coach, and then I just took over the program and continue that legacy of great football at San Lee.
Good.
Yeah.
How many? I know you've won quite a few conference. How many?
Well, it's actually 3. I've been there at the championship game 2 other times.
Okay.
2 other times, and didn't get it, but 3. Yeah, 3 out of 6 years of it. Okay. Yeah.
So how is it seeing, like, you know you're getting to see your kids that you coach? Some now have graduated. Some are playing high school football, very successful. Like, what does that do for you as a coach?
Man, it's amazing, man. I think my coaches can attest too, man. We see those kids, man, and some of those kids even at that age, I mean, it's something special. Yeah. And to see it come to fruition, right, and see those guys playing at the college level and doing the great things, and they come back and they thank us and they say, man, right, those little practices and stuff that we did in middle school, man, it prepared us. You talked about these moments.
Right.
And now we're here and we were prepared for it.
Right. So a lot of times, I have to say it because I was in that same position, the head coach gets all the glory. But the behind the scenes that the assistant coaches give Coach McLaughlin, Coach Carney, I mean, what does that do for you?
Man, it's nothing like having some brains behind some of the madness and stuff, right, man. These guys, Coach Dante, I'm not much of a defensive guy, I'll be honest, but Coach Dante, man, he knows the game defensively, man, yeah, and he gives those guys. And he also brings that energy for the boys. We're out there running around with them. We're showing them the routes. Mm-hmm. We're showing them coverage. And then just Coach Tim, man, helping me out as far as, utilizing being up top and seeing some things offensively that I might not think about, going to some players, what weak spots are on their defense, man, it helps out a lot. It helps out a ton.
Now, defensively this year, like I fought, me and Coach Dante follow each other on Facebook.
Yeah.
I've watched. You got to tell me, Coach,
hey,
how many points did your defense allow this season?
I think we only given up total maybe 20 to 25 points total this year.
It's crazy. That's crazy. And how many games?
4 or 5 total.
5 games.
That's great. In the championship game, you gave up how many to another undefeated team as well?
They started out hot. They put up 6 on us, and we went on a run, finished the game 27-6. So our offense put up 27, and defense didn't give up nothing else.
And I got to give a bigger shout-out to Coach McLaughlin coming in, rocking the ECU tonight, representing.
Go Pirates.
He was also my son Jaden Chalmers' coach, who is at ECU right now.
Get it close up.
Right now.
All right, so I have a couple of questions. First for Coach Clemens.
Yes,
so
sir.
This is a couple weeks that this has happened, and I want you to explain to the crowd at home how come I've asked you into the booth half a dozen times. Jerry calls one time, and you're like, yeah, I'll be there.
I mean, it was just a scheduling of it, man, and it just happened to. But
Hey, a realer question. So you see the success that Lee County's had. We're only a couple years removed from Southern Lee really being a force in 3A as well.
Awesome. Yeah.
One of the things, particularly with Lee County's success right now, when you look at it, obviously Coach Bordeaux and his staff are doing a great job. But what the story of Lee County football really is goes all the way to the youth program, on through with the club football, all the way through to junior high, and the interface that the coaches have at every level. Talk about the role that you and the junior high program, how do you all fit into that?
I mean, I think we're right there in the middle, and just taking I take a lot of pride in the youth programs here. They prepare those kids. A lot of them, man, some we get are fresh, just like, hey, I just want to try some football or something. But we get some guys that have that structure, and I know, you came from Sting, you came from the Panthers, and it's rewarding to see those guys there and learning. And then we just take a little bit of that, add a little bit to it, and get those guys ready for high school. Because, hey, once again, each level, you said, man, it's a bigger commitment, guys. But you keep that same love you have for it when you were young. You just keep that same love all throughout it. You'll be all right. So, man, that's just right there in the middle of the pack, and just encouraging, just guiding them, trying to get them ready for this high school level.
Well, and as a community, the success that we're seeing here at Lee County is one thing that we can all take pride in. But the thing that I'd like people to focus on more is the success of the young men.
Yes.
These guys in particular, whether they're going to play ball at Pembroke or whether they're going on to UNC and ECU and places like that, the way that these guys are able to use athletics as a catapult to kind of reset and take life on full on. I know that programs, Southern had a rough year this year.
Yeah.
But Coach Mike McClure, the thing that I love about him is that he doesn't care. I mean, that's not the bigger part of the story. Obviously, he'd love to be 8-0 instead of 0-8 or whatever.
Yeah.
But when he looks at it, what's important about football for him is growing these young men. And it's one thing for bumper stickers and sound bites and the rest of that, but to see what you guys do with these young men, to give them something to focus on and build discipline. People, there are old stereotypes about athletes, but they don't realize that student athletes have to put in a whole lot more work than the regular student.
Yes.
And I think it's a credit to you guys, and I just want to say thank you for what you do.
Appreciate it,
But riff a little bit about that and how that plays into what your job as a football coach is.
Man, it's crazy. I was just sharing. We shared. The memory came up. My first first undefeated season at San Lee. It was my second year coaching there. And I just I began to think about those kids and us at the beginning of that season, thinking about, man, we got some really special guys on this team. And to actually see it once again, 6 years later, 10 to 12 of those guys are playing college sports. And like I said, not all of them are playing football. One of the guys, he's pitching the baseball over at Campbell University right now, Thomas Harrington. And a lot of those guys are doing different things in the military. But, man, and they all come back and think, man, if it wasn't for this program and what you instilled in us at that level, I don't know where I'll be at right now.
Yeah.
Man, great. One of my kids, I had an issue at my house, and my toilet was leaking. And the guy knocks on the door, and it was one of my ex-football players. Good, nice plumbing job, nice trade. He's just learned. He's like, oh yeah. He said, I'm not I'm gonna pay you extra, charge you extra because all those snakes and stuff you made me run. But he thought about it. I was like, man, it's good to see you doing something positive. Unfortunately, we have some kids that decided to go to a different way, man. But it's just always good to go back in the community. I'm at this game tonight. I ran into, hey, Coach DJ, how you doing? It's great to see that, man, and have that energy around Lee County and around our young men here in Lee County.
Well, you're an asset to the not only to Sam Lee but to the community. All you guys, thanks for what you do, and keep on doing it. And here's to a whole lot more conference championships. Here's about propelling a whole lot more young men into college in some form or fashion, or into greater things. I'm going to tell you right now, you may not have to go to college to be a plumber. But, man, do you make a good living, buddy.
Yes, sir.
That's a job.
All right. Anything you guys would like to add? Jerry, you got any more questions?
Yeah,
We're down about a minute 20.
The memory he was speaking of, that was your second year. You had, just to name a few, you had Tanoa, you had Jaden, you had Prince.
DeAndre,
you had
DDP.
Just the name three
Thomas
right
Harrington.
there. Thomas Harrington. You had Savion Clay. You had a squad that year for your second team. And now that, we're doing this interview, you're giving me that Coach Goins feel right now.
Man, all I got to say, hey, you're running off all these names.
Yeah.
How do you only have 3 championships?
You might have a box one, But, I just want to, again, tell you guys thank you for coming up. When I gave you a call and told you picked right up, all 3 of you guys did. So I really appreciate that. Love what y'all doing for the community, man.
Sir.
And I hope and pray that y'all continue to do the same thing. And we're right for our Classic Nissan show. Y'all have a great day.
Thanks, guys.
Stallions.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go there.
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford. Lamco Homes. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Lamco Homes. Our standards are others' options. WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce, because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
Are you ready to sell your home and don't know which realtor to choose? Well, not all realtors are the same. I'm Crystal Copas, and I don't just stick a sign in the yard, throw it in the MLS, and hope to collect a commission. I provide a customized marketing plan that includes professional staging, photography, videography, and drone at no cost to you. Contact me, Crystal Copas, with RE/MAX Real Estate Service, and let's get your house sold. 919-356-5402 or visit me at crystalcopas.com.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
All you do is win, 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 no matter what. We got you on our mind, we can never get enough. Every time you step into our building, everybody's hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. All you do is win, win, win. Put your hands in the air when you go there.
Visit us online at ClassicNissanSanford.com or call 1-855-461-9595. Classic Nissan Sanford.
Pentair. Empowering people to move water. Improve water. Enjoy water. So that people can live their best, healthiest lives. Lives with purpose.
All right, welcome back to Sanford. Coming in hot with the kickoff here. It'll be fielded on a bounce. Kenyon Palmer returning kicks. We don't see that very often. He takes off, gets out the right. Ooh, nice tackle.
Shoestring.
Nice tackle there to stop a big gain on the return. And Palmer will be stopped at the 22-yard line where Lee County will take over. Will Patterson back in there at quarterback. 38-7, Lee County's up. And I was, you know what, man, you are impressive with your halftime game. Jerry, I got to give you props,
Just
man.
try to bring a little bit of different dynamic.
Classic Nissan and Jerry Chalmers doing their thing. If you're in the market for a used car, new car, whatever, go see the folks at Classic Nissan where it's always win, win, win.
Yes, sir.
All right, there's the hand.
Kendall Morris.
Morris is in there at tailback, stacked up at the line of scrimmage and brought down after a short gain. We'll give him 2. So, man, used cars, is the market still as hot as it once was? You still paying top dollar for used cars?
The market is still as hot as it was.
Well, I'm holding on to my car like it's cryptocurrency, man. I'm waiting. I'm gonna play it at just the right moment. I got a car sitting in my driveway, not moving, that I need to get with you about.
Yes, sir.
All right, Patterson from the gun, hands to Brown. Ooh, nice play in the backfield there. Number 34, that's the leading tackler for West Johnston, Lamont Tarantine. Yeah. That's the first time we've called his name tonight.
It's been quiet up to this point.
He is quick and explosive, 3rd and 9 coming up, and that's the first time he's really flashed, but a nice stop.
Yeah, that was nice. That was nice. In-game, on checking in on the score, Scotland County 21, Southern Durham 7.
Uh-oh, okay. Southern Durham keeping it closer than I thought they might. Patterson drops, got some time, rolls, spins, and doesn't do anything with it. It takes a huge loss all the way back at the 5-yard line. That is the shortcoming in Patterson's game. Not very mobile at all.
Very mobile.
And hobbled with that ankle, unable to get away. And on 3rd and 9, takes a sack for about 14 yards, and Landon Johnson will be punting it away from his own end zone. Not the way you wanted to start if you were Lee County.
Yeah.
All right,
definitely.
Robinson going to let it bounce, and it'll get a good roll, and you get 51 on the punt there
Nice
for Landon
punt.
Johnson. Robinson a little bit more laissez-faire in the return game than I would like. That ball will bounce anywhere.
Yeah.
But Robinson in there at tailback as West Johnston rolls back out onto the field. 10:18 to go in the 3rd quarter. West Johnston, if they want to make this interesting, got to do a lot really quick. Ayo Adesanya was in there on defense. Now he's going to check out. He gets an earful from Coach on the way out there. I guess it was the wrong package.
You don't see Coach Burdo rattled a lot. Hey, I say.
He runs a guy out there late.
I like it. I like it.
All right. First down carry for Robinson, and he's wrapped up, going nowhere. JoJo Jennings makes the stop after a gain of 1.
Tell you what I know.
Oh, I know what's going on. So it was an equipment issue for Adesanya. I bet you he's missing a mouthpiece. He's back there in the bag digging for one, and I bet that's what he did was check into the game, and somebody realized he didn't have a mouthpiece. And that's why Coach was upset. Landon Johnson with a huge tackle for loss. Give him forward progress.
He is.
That's exactly what it was.
Mr.
Chalmers' mouthpiece, and now I know why Coach was so upset. It wasn't the wrong package. He went in without a mouthpiece. The officials don't like that. And he had to be replaced late, and that was why Coach was upset. Ben Ramsberger checked in for him, though. First time we've seen Ramsberger. All right, here comes the pressure.
There he is. Slink and Jennings, what a crushing sack.
So on 3rd and long, Harper, just like Will Patterson did the other way, gives up the long sack, loses about 15 on the play, and that'll bring up 4th and a mile, and the Wildcats will kick it away.
Tell you what, JoJo Jennings looked like Delmaz Jennings, his brother, coming off that end right there. That was nice.
All right, Schmidt, who the last time he was back to punt, took off and went for about 70 yards on a bad snap. Here comes the rush. They're through there. They don't quite get to it. They bump him. Here comes the flag. See if it's the 5 or the 15. It looked like it should be running into the kicker. And that's what we're going to get. It's a 5-yard variety.
5-yard penalty.
They got it right. And definitely going to kick this one again. He only netted about 12 yards on the punt, if that. I'm trying to see where they've even got it marked. It was a net punt of 4 yards. Well, 9, because I guess they had already moved the down marker. But they're going to kick this thing again. And can't get – I mean, so assuming he gets it out of there, can't get a much worse result.
Yeah. We had a little confusion on that.
I take that back, Jerry. That was a 4-yard punt that last time.
4 yards.
4 yards. without anybody getting a hand on it. Because if they'd have gotten a hand on it, you can't get running into the kicker. So Schmidt trying to do a little bit better this time. Rush is coming right up the middle. No, Jennings going to back out now. And that's interesting because they're not trying to set up a return. Garrison doesn't ever do a whole lot. He ran up there. He thought about that when he wanted that one. He had some place to run. The punt, 28 yards on the punt. Lee County will set up at the 39-yard line going from right to left.
I know that one was hard. He had a whole side of the field.
He was trying to get there.
Whew.
He was trying to get there.
I know a couple players who would have took that, definitely took the lashing from the coach for catching that one and running with it. I know a couple.
Well, that's why Garrison keeps his job as a punt returner, man. He doesn't do things to get him in trouble with the coach. All right, the hand is to Brown. Brown with some space to the second level. He'll have about 6 on the carry. Yeah, you got to have a punt returner you trust, man.
Yeah.
Either that or he's got to be crazy dynamic and a threat to take it to the house every time. And Garrison is the guy that's back there, sure-handed. When you see him back there, you're generally going to get a fair catch, or he's just going to let it go. All right, fakes to Brown, slings it out to Palmer. Palmer makes a man miss. Now he's to the sideline.
That's 7.
And that's going to be his second touchdown catch of the
number
night.
61. Who
got 2 of them?
Number 61. What a block. Touchdown, Kenyon Palmer.
Kenyon Palmer, 61 yards on the catch and run. And that was Kalen Pedley.
Man, what a block. 2.
He wiped out 2 Wildcats on that.
2.
That was one of those backyard blocks, man, where your uncle puts it on you and, throws you and your little brother to the ground.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, what a block.
Pedley with the big play to spring Palmer. Palmer with good eyes. And that'll stretch the lead out as Hernandez tacks it on 45-7. And Lee County, after a little bit of, sputtering going on in the second quarter, comes out hot in the third. Wildcats look to respond after these messages.
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
All right, welcome back to Sanford. Lee County up 45-7, kicking off here to West Johnston. We're going to check in on the Southern Nash White Oak game. The winner of that will travel to Sanford next weekend to take on these Yellow Jackets. Everybody bunched up there near the front of the formation for West Johnston. If this game were a little tighter, I think we'd see a high spinner right over top. Instead, Hernandez kicks it deep, and Schmidt backing up takes it at the 3-yard line and is going to be corralled inside the 20, brought down at the 16. Return of about 12 on that.
So right now in the Southern Nash White Oak game, you have Southern Nash, just the first quarter, up 7-6 over White Oak. So a really close game now.
All right, Southern Nash is the low seed in that game. That's a got to get my spectacles out for that one. That's a 12-21 game. And Southern Nash, a heavy favorite there.
Yeah.
Either one of those teams will be coming in to face what would appear to be Lee County at this point. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but they are up 38 points in the third quarter after all. Isaiah Peoples running on very late, and West Johnston not aware that Lee County had 10 men on the field, runs it to the left. But they pick up good yardage. They'll get right to the sticks. We'll see the spot. They're going to wave ahead. That'll be a first down for the Wildcats, brought to you by Pentair Pool Supplies. Yeah, a lot of confusion going on for this Lee County defense.
Right.
I mean, Peoples literally was, and I mean, Peoples is the corner on the wide side of the on the far side of the field. He wasn't even to the near side hash mark when that ball was snapped. All right, hand us to Robinson. And he'll get a couple this time. We'll call it 2nd and 7. want to thank DJ Clemens and everybody for coming piling into the booth during halftime. That was a cool interview.
Yeah, man. You definitely like to give your flowers where they're deserved in the community for your middle schools. What feeds your middle school programs?
Well, you've been on the crew now for the better part of 2 years as a sideline reporter and as the color guy.
Yeah.
DJ has always been one of those guys that I called in a pinch and never, ever. It was always, I can't do it.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Harper gets it out of there. He's got Schmidt, and Schmidt does a good job to elude the first tackle, and will get him close to a first down. That'll leave 3rd and short as he's brought down there by Jeremiah Eatman. 3rd and 1. 6 minutes to go. We're halfway through the third quarter.
Tell you what, I'm liking what I'm seeing from these Yellow Jacket sophomores who are getting a chance to.
Harper keeps and is into the second level. Needed 1, got 3.
Big hit by Mark.
Really did
right there.
Mark brought it, and he might have. Well, Harper a little slow getting up there, but he's going to stay in there. He's bending over, trying to get it stretched out. Got popped right in the small of the back. You spin and take that shot to the back.
They hurt.
You really can't protect that area.
No, they hurt too.
All right, Harper going to take it, going around the left side, and with a head of steam, going to be spun out of bounds after he picks up about 9. They're going to mark him out right at the sticks again, and they're waving forward. That's another Wildcat first down.
You know, even
this is the first sustained drive we've seen from Wildcats.
From them, yes, sir. Now, you know, as we were talking about the middle schools a second ago, we were talking about the middle schools a second ago. This was the first year also you had to have 2 middle schools combined. Like, we've never had that issue here in Lee County. All 3 middle schools have always had a football team. So this was the first year, again, that the East and West middle school had to combine. Shows you how much talent they had. Both teams came into the conference championship game undefeated. Both teams. That's the East-West team and San Lee. That shows a lot. That speaks a lot about the talent that's here in Lee County.
Really does. And you know, I wasn't blowing smoke when I talked about it. You and I talk about it all the time. All of the work that's being done at the youth level. We've combined the 2 youth programs now. Where there used to be 2 separate entities. Now they sort of work as one gigantic animal.
Oh, yeah.
So the kids from 5 or 6 years on all the way through into middle school, it's become a pipeline.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Robinson with the carry. This is the first time in what seems like a little while that Lee County stopped him in his tracks. Yeah, it's an interesting dynamic, and of course, San Lee located on campus with Southern Lee.
Right there.
You would think that districting that those kids would be a direct pipeline from San Lee into Southern, but it doesn't work out that way because of the way the school districts are broken up, which is kind of weird. There used to be a real tight interface between the San Lee coaching staff and Southern.
Yes. But
now it's more, there's no telling where these guys are going to end up. So you don't really have a direct route from one middle school into a particular high school.
All right.
Short gain on the throw out to Schmidt. 3rd and 8 coming up here.
Nice tackle there by Adesanya.
Inside 5 minutes to go, third quarter. If Lee County stretches this lead out by another touchdown, we will have a running clock. All right, Harper, third. They moved the mark a little bit. 3rd and 7 here. Harper from the gun. Keep your eyes on number 21, who is lined up in the slot. Lee County is. They run a man over late. Eli Garrison over there to cover him. And here comes the screen to him. Looking, nope, now they go down the middle and they throw it high. And I tell you what, Schmidt goes up and gets it.
He is a receiver, man.
I told you those hands, man. He is a nice ball player. He gets popped there at the end and may have hurt himself.
Wow.
But he went high to get that.
Yeah, he definitely went and got
out
that
of his
one.
hand, I thought that thing might get picked because it'd fly over top of everybody. But Schmidt able to go up high and get it. And comes off maybe a hammy. All right, that'd be a big loss for West Johnston. Ball at the 31-yard line, another first down.
I tell you what, we were playing a little bit of backyard football, and just a couple years ago, that hamstring, I tell you,
man. I tell you, hamstring.
I got sniped.
For folks that until you pull a hamstring, you don't realize how debilitating a hamstring can be.
Man.
And the problem with once you pull a hamstring, you never know when it's going to go again, but it will.
Yeah, it definitely will.
All right. Robinson in motion. There's the lateral. Robinson way back in the backfield. Got some work to do to get back to the line of scrimmage. Does a good job of dancing back toward the line of scrimmage. Sure, still going to be dropped for a loss. Good team defense there by Lee County.
I felt like I got sniped, though, Chris. I tell you. Felt that hammy. It felt like a lightning bolt.
I know.
I tell you, man.
Feels that you got stung by the biggest bee in the world.
Yes, sir. Definitely sensitive.
All right, 2nd and 11 for the Wildcats. Harper takes the snap, hands to Robinson. Robinson nowhere to go. JoJo Jennings gets him in the backfield. That's 2 consecutive negative plays. Bring up 3rd and long.
So even without, over the last few weeks, the Jackets, without having T.J. Johnson in this game, have been playing very well. I can't imagine when he gets back on that field, man. I tell you, it's going to be it'll bring a completely different dynamic as well.
Johnson with a foot injury against Richmond late, which really kind of added insult to injury in a game that Lee County lost big, and has not been back since. JoJo Jennings in pursuit. Harper running for his life. Throws it out late. Has a man. Going to be short of the sticks. Nope, they got him out of bounds on the catch. Incomplete. 4th and 12 coming up. And your punter just went out with a pulled hamstring. That makes the decision a little bit easier. They're going to keep the offense on the field down 38 with 2.5 to go in the 3rd quarter.
I'll definitely go for it in this part of the field anyway.
Well, they've been going with a heavy package. Now they're going to go a little lighter here, it looks like. Ryan Schmidt, number 12, the senior receiver, had been their target in situations like this throughout the game, but he's out of the game right now. No, he's up there. That's through the middle. That's Tyrique McKinley, and that's going to the house.
That's going to be 6.
McKinley outrunning everybody. Harper, the quarterback, would have had a chance, but there's 2 Jackets between him and McKinley, and they do a good job of picking him off. No flags on the field. McKinley stretches that out to 51-7 on the pick.
And that will be a running clock.
Should be a running clock from this point. 2:17 to go. The Jackets, after giving up several first downs in a row there, McKinley said, that's enough of that. On 4th and long, you got to get it out of there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure what he was looking at, but he threw it over top of everybody. McKinley playing center field had a wide open field in front of him and never slowed down. 2:17 to go. When we come back with the kickoff, we believe they're going to be a running clock with the Jackets up 45 points. We'll see how that goes. We'll see you on the other side of this break.
Lamco Homes. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Lamco Homes. Our standards are others' options.
All right, welcome back to Sanford, North Carolina's all Lee County, 52-7, 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. This clock will start running on the kickoff and will only stop, on changes of possession.
And you know what, Chris? I reminisce. I remember a lot about some past couple games. And just a second ago, you said that was the earliest touchdown that you called. I have to disagree.
Oh yeah,
I remember in a game that we were just talking about earlier, against Anson County, the opening kickoff. It took a bounce, and Jaden took one bounce, and it just opened up like the Red Sea. And probably into his 3rd stride, you called a touchdown. I seen it. I heard it.
Schmidt on the return, slips and falls that go down to about the 19-yard line. They'll spot him at the 20 here, and that clock is ticking. There we go. Yeah, I remember those days fondly. We talked about that Anson County game.
Yeah.
That really kind of flashback. That was the game we referenced earlier for those that are keeping up that Lee County was down.
Yes.
And the game was stopped by weather. And I'll tell you that a lot of people around the state really kind of looked side-eyed. And I'm going to tell you, Jerry, I was in contact with Coach Bordeaux that entire time.
Yeah.
They desperately wanted to come out and finish that game.
Yeah, they
desperately.
did. They did.
Desperately.
They did.
I sat over there at the Civic Center under the overhang with Nate Cochran, and Trent Nichols was here on the call that night. And we sat there for an hour and a half waiting for the call, getting constant text messages from the coaching staff, including Coach Bordeaux, and they desperately wanted to play that game. And then when it got called, the Anson County folks weren't happy about it, but it was not, I assure you, because I was there firsthand, it was not Lee County that stopped it. And then when Anson made that trip back up on Monday, everything fell apart. Lee County went crazy, and they were able to win that ball game.
The guy, I spoke with one of the parents of an Anson County players after the game. He asked me, he said, I've never in my life seen nothing like that. Where did that come from?
Dude, that's how they should open the game.
I said, that's how they play.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
I'm going to tell you what. That game to me was an example. First of all, Lee County was feeling themselves a little bit. But then the way that game started, the opening kick went back for a touchdown. AJ got loose, and then they just sort of like, oh, we're coasting. And Evans got kicked out of that game.
He did.
Yeah.
He did.
Des Evans, we have a lot of fond memories, but that was a game that he got thrown out of. Everything just kind of went haywire. And Anson County, which was a good ball club, really just took it to them.
They really did, man. And it was very odd seeing that. There's down JoJo Jennings down. He's up. But that game, I think they just weren't expecting it. And the quarterback for Anson County, he was awesome.
He really was.
He was awesome, man. And the guys, they respected him that much after the game. They took pictures with him.
Really?
Yeah. He was really that good.
All right, Jennings, not a guy that Lee County can afford to lose moving into the next couple of weeks. Coming off really slowly, but he's under his own power.
That's just old Joe right there. That's just old Joe.
Well, I don't know that JoJo's missed a game since he got here.
No, I don't
and he's
think
played 4 years with the varsity, or 3 years rather. He's a junior this year.
He gets hurt about once a game. We give it to him. He's been doing it ever since probably recreation. We laugh about it all the time. He gonna get hurt once a game.
All right, Dante Harper from the gun for West Johnston.
Let's see, flag on the play.
Well, that's probably going to take us to the end of the quarter. By the time they get this set and get them lined back up, that clock is running inside 15 seconds right now. And West Johnston not working with any urgency at all. 5 seconds. 3 seconds. And there's the snap. They get one off. Here comes pressure. Landon Johnson comes around the corner. And Harper nowhere to go. Ball's up in the air.
Man.
Landon Johnson picks it off. Touchdown.
Oh, my God.
Wow. Landon Johnson.
Oh, my God.
Ball popped up into the air. I'm trying to figure out who it was that was bringing pressure from that side.
Oh, man.
The fumble was forced. It popped up into the air. And Landon Johnson was there. Johnny on the spot. Picks it off right out of the sky. Walks it into the end zone, 58-7. Landon Johnson saving them, walking down to the other end of the field. I'm sure everybody appreciates that.
What I tell you about 22? He's back on the field again. It's just once a game.
Old Joe.
It's just old Joe. That's old Joe gonna get hurt once a game though. What a play by Landon Johnson though. Old slink.
Up. Kick is good. 59-7, and that's the end. Oh, we got a false start on Lee County.
Oh.
We'll do it again down on this end of the field.
Keeping it honest. Now we're going to get to see the JV guys.
Well,
so we get to see the future of Lee County football about to hit the field right now for this whole fourth quarter.
Well, I tell you, nobody's asking my opinion, but I'd like to see Schlesinger get in there for a full quarter.
Definitely.
And run the offense. And Lee County now, when they bring those subs on, they go 8 deep on the offensive line anyway.
Oh, yeah.
They don't play just 5 guys.
Yes, sir.
So they've got some hosses out there that could get some reps. So they can run their offense. And man, I tell you what, when your second team has Kendall Morris lined up at tailback and Mark Schlesinger at quarterback, you're doing pretty good.
Yes, sir.
All right, so that's the end of the third quarter. We'll take a quick break, be back with the kickoff and the fourth quarter right after this message.
WilkinsonCars.com. Come visit us at our new location in Sanford. With the same great staff and the same great service. Test drive one of our many different vehicles. Check out our state-of-the-art service department and collision center, where our team can have you back on the road in no time. We're right across from Walmart at 3335 North Carolina 87 South. Schedule your appointment online at WilkinsonCars.com or call us at 919-842-3322. We guarantee we're the place to be at Wilkinson Chevrolet Cadillac Buick GMC. We are professional grade.
All right, welcome back to Lee County, North Carolina. The Jackets up 59-7. They have held serve. They'll get through this fourth quarter unscathed and await the winner of Southern Nash and White Oak. You got an update, Jerry?
Yeah, I'm going to give you one just a second. Let's see. Refresh the screen a little bit. Let's get down to it. So let's see. We got
I thought you were ready. My
7-6.
All right, still 7-6.
Still 7-6 unless they're just not reporting.
White Oak hanging in there.
Oh, it's over.
No way.
7-6 final.
Wow. Well, you know, most games kick off at 7.
Yeah.
Coach Bordeaux likes that 7:30 kickoff, and we appreciate him being consistent with it, because there's nothing worse than showing up thinking you're going on the air at 7:30 and it was a 7 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah. I got caught up with that.
Yeah, it happens. All right, penalty on the kickoff. We're going to back it up and do it again. What do we got in that Scotland game?
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right now. Let's see. That's Southern Durham.
What I really want to know is what happened to Havelock this year, man?
Well, 21-7.
21-7 Scotland, okay.
21-7
Southern Durham
Scotland.
doing a good
Still.
job hanging in there. But Havelock, man.
Well, you lose Camaro Edwards.
I mean, still, they were the number 1 3A team in the state
But
halfway
a
through
lot
the
of
season,
it.
and they have fallen off.
Yeah.
They come into the playoffs as a 16 seed.
Yeah, they did.
I'm sure they're a team. In fact, how are they? They've got Rocky Mount this morning. That's one of those. That's a 16-17 matchup. What we got going there?
Let's see.
What
Was it at Havelock?
They're at Rocky Mount.
At
Havelock's
Rocky Mount?
Well, no, I take that back. They're at Havelock.
Okay.
Rocky Mount's the 17. Havelock's the 16.
Well, 7-0.
Who's up?
Havelock.
Okay.
Yep.
Rocky Mount, one of the sites of one of the worst nights I had as a commentator.
Yeah,
we went up there with Southern Lee in the first round of the playoffs,
I
and
think I remember that.
Rocky Mount got a man in a game Southern Lee had no business losing. Everything that could have possibly gone wrong for Southern Lee did. That was during the Don Simon era.
Oh, yeah.
And Southern Lee was a really good ball club that year, and they just could not buy a break in that game.
Oh, yeah.
And Rocky Mount got by them.
You know, I think that happened a lot in Lee County, to be honest. I mean, if
Lee
you go
County there
back
for a few years, man.
To Jacksonville.
Yes.
You know, look at that game. You look at the Dudley game.
Well, the Dudley game, you know, the problem with the Dudley game is that that Dudley squad started the season so badly.
Yeah.
And was banged up.
Yeah.
And, man, there were some horses on that team.
Yeah.
But even then, Lee County had them beaten. And one fluky play turned the whole thing and ruined the season for Lee County that really, really a lot of people thought were going to go deep. And Dudley
ended up going to the state championship that year.
That's the other thing about it people forget is Dudley went all the way to the state championship. Who got him that year?
Weddington.
Was it Weddington?
Yeah, Weddington. Yep. Oh, either Weddington or Charlotte Catholic.
I think it was Charlotte Catholic.
Yeah.
I think Weddington won the following year.
Yeah.
I could be wrong, though. I may have that twisted up.
But, yeah, Lee County had definitely had some good teams. These defensive ends.
And I'm wrong. It was Weddington.
It was Weddington.
It was Weddington because that was the year before Lee County went to the state championship, and that was Weddington's back-to-back.
Will Shipley.
Oof.
Clemson starting
Man,
tailback.
I tell you what, he got banged up just as he was kind of coming into his own. I'm not convinced Will Shipley might win a Heisman Trophy before he's done at Clemson.
He's great. He's going to be a great player, man.
He really is. He's already the best back on that team, on a team that, kind of grows running backs.
Kickoff return as well.
Will Shipley is the best high school back I have ever seen in my life, period, full stop.
Yeah. A lot of people discredited him, until they actually seen him.
Jerry, I was one of them. I mean, the reason that I was is watching him on tape, you see him flying through these holes that are 15 feet wide, and, he was really fast. But then to get him to see against a great defense, because that's the only word for that Lee County defense, to see those feet and his ability to change direction and hit top gear, oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Shipley is a special, special athlete who will be playing on Sundays
in
a couple of years.
That was a very emotional game. Jaden and Larry Dez got home. They got to the house later that night. All of them, of course, down on themselves. But one thing, they respect Will Shipley.
All right. Change the quarterback here. And
there's
Sky.
Wee. Could have been his first pick in the playoffs.
That is number 84 back there. Anthony Battle.
Oh, man. That was close.
Hadn't seen him up with the varsity yet until tonight.
Yep.
And that's one of the cool things about playoff football. You see all these JV guys up here. Anthony Battle with the chance to make a pick. That's going to be one he loses sleep over. He's a 5'8" sophomore, part of the future here at Lee County. They're gonna lose some talent from this team whenever this season ends. It'll obviously not be tonight, but
they're gonna replace it.
Oh man, oh man.
They're gonna be replacing it.
All right, there's the handoff and swallowed up in the backfield. That's my guy, Chancellor. Chancellor Whitmore. That's a movie lawyer name, man. I like that.
Chancellor Whitmore.
All right, clock inside 6 minutes. And that's what I thought. We've been talking, bumping our gums, but we got to change at quarterback for Lee County. And I saw him warming up on the sideline. It's Jack Martin.
Yes, sir.
Freshman in at quarterback. And, Coach Bordeaux will tell you that nothing is given on this team.
Nothing at all.
And you got to think that the front runners in that quarterback race next year are going to be Jack Martin and Mark Schlesinger. Are there any wild cards in that mix?
I don't think it'll be. I definitely think it would. I know it's going to be Mark. As far as now backup, definitely going to need a backup. Will be Jack. But as far as Jack going into varsity start next year, I don't think it'll happen.
I agree with you. Yeah. I mean, Mark has paid his dues on this ball club. The question I have, it's going to sting a little bit not having Schlesinger play defense next year.
Yeah. But like I said, you do have some great players.
I understand. I'm with you.
Got some great ones.
And
little confusion.
Martin, and the ball's out, and that's going to be a fumble. That's not a way you want to get into the book in your first varsity series. West Johnston will take over, clock running inside 5 minutes on the fumble recovery. My question, man, after, we went from Jory Perkins to Colin Johnson to Will Patterson. That's 3 consecutive high school quarterbacks at a prominent 3A school. Neither of the 3 are a dual threat.
Right.
With all of this talent in this county, where is our dual threat quarterback?
If I tell you
that is transformative,
they have him. He's on the sidelines right now. He is He is the son of, I want to say, the only Yellow Jacket that has won first team all conference on offense and defense. We got to go all the way back to Jay Austin. when he ran the show here at Lee County, his son can be that guy, but he's playing receiver right now.
Okay.
So touchdown for West Johnston. Get some more points on the board, a little confidence going into next season maybe, you know. But he's here.
So J.B. Alston, you say, is the guy.
Jay Austin.
Okay.
Now he has to want it. He does take a few snaps on
well, at this
on
level,
JV.
I mean, at this level in a school that is built this kind of, well, there goes your touchdown off the board.
Oh man.
It takes more than just wanting it. You're going to have to be in the camps.
You're going to have to be
You're
the
going to
man.
have to be with the coaching staff throughout the offseason.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's interesting. If Schlesinger grows as a passer, he can be that guy for 1 year next year.
Oh. Well, I will say I gotta give you a little debate on this one. Colin Johnson, his senior year, was a dual threat quarterback. Take it how you want to, Chris.
Let me.
Cleveland County.
Listen. Colin Johnson was a young man who, if he needed to, could tuck the ball and get you positive yardage.
Mm-hmm.
Colin Johnson put up a stat line in terms of wins and losses.
Yeah,
that
unbelievable.
Is unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
But I would not classify him as a quote-unquote dual-threat quarterback.
When
I'm thinking dual-threat quarterbacks, I'm thinking somebody the magnitude of the Hood brothers down at Richmond.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I got to say Colin did that his senior year.
Well, and you see it took him to a state playoff.
He
but
did
if
that.
we can get, where is the guy that can come in here as a sophomore
right now and do that?
And do that.
Haven't seen him yet. You know, that's something that can be spoken of as far as with the youth on the youth level.
I mean, we saw it a couple years ago in the playoffs. Trot Nixon's kid came in here.
Yeah.
Was it Trip Nixon?
Yes.
I mean, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
You know, those guys are out there.
Yeah, they're out there. They're definitely out there. I mean, you've seen it a lot with Hood and Richmond this year. You know, not a great passer, but he can definitely move it. He can stick his foot in the ground. I'll tell you that. Change directions.
Robinson going back the other way. He's going to get into the end zone, and I'm glad that he did.
Yeah.
Nick Robinson has had a great season for these Wildcats and caps it off with a postseason touchdown there. Finally gets into the book, into the end zone, and that will cut the lead to 59-13. Clock will stop here, 1:08 to go. They're going to stay out there to go for two. Well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, the scoreboard was slow to get it on the board. I thought maybe I missed something. Not that I'm not, paying 100% attention. And the quarterback will keep it himself. That is T.J. Denning, the junior. You would presume is the heir apparent and be playing quarterback for these Wildcats next year. Gets in there, and that will take it to – did they mark him short?
Look, he got in.
Looked like he got in. The scoreboard operator is – maybe the drinks and sandwiches we were asking for, maybe they made it next door. Well, they still got it 59-13. I don't know. Minute 8 to go. Wildcats will kick it off. We'll get a couple plays in here, and we can all go to the house.
I'll tell you what the odd thing we were talking about. Mark Schlesinger, he would actually only have 1 year.
I know.
Of playing varsity quarterback. So a lot of pressure will be on Jack coming in if he stays here, continue to and to continue to be quarterback. He'll have 2 years just as Will Patterson. And Colin Johnson had 3 years, three years that nobody expected Colin to come out as a sophomore and play the way he did. They were a lot more run heavy at that time, but he still played great as a sophomore. Still took him to the playoffs. Had a great junior year, and then senior year, just the development overall. He really brought in. He changed his game up. And took us on into the state championship.
Well,
game.
and whether it's fair or not, I think there are a lot of people that looked at Will Patterson and his development.
Yeah.
Saw him as a junior, put up a great stat line as a passer, and assumed
Yeah.
Colin did it. Will can do it. And Will has never added the mobility to his game. Now, I will say this. I would venture to say that Will is a better vertical thrower of the football than Colin was. I'm going to stand by that.
Okay.
I'm going to stand by that. I mean, Colin. It's not that Colin couldn't get the ball down the field, but if I had one guy making a throw down the field with a clean pocket, I would take Will Patterson. The difference, I think, is that Colin could create space for himself.
Yes.
He could get away.
Yes.
When Patterson gets under pressure, there's a very good likelihood he's going to get his arm hit. He's going to get spun down for a sack. We didn't see that a whole lot with Colin Johnson.
Yeah.
Now, if they can keep him clean, and that's a big offensive line, you got at least one D1 body on that offensive line. If they can keep him clean and get these receivers out in the routes and let them do work, Lee County can do some damage.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be it. It's going to take us to the end of the ball game.
First Bank presents the post-game show on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by New Image Media.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
This has been something. West Johnston comes into Lee County, as most people suspected. Lee County gets out of here with a big win, 59-15 as we go to double zeros. Jerry, your observations on this ball game, what you got?
Next round.
All right, and we've got
Next
Southern
round.
Nash coming in. They held serve. They will come after winning a home game themselves. Will come on the road to Lee County. They're gonna have to figure out a way to put more than 7 points on the board. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Definitely.
But Lee County, if you looked at this bracket as it was published on Sunday, you had to think, all right, should get into the third round, no problem. You still have to get ready. You still have to execute next week. It's good to have some home cooking.
Yeah.
Who knows what happens after that? If Hunt wins out, then we'll end up on the road going there. Otherwise, we'll stay here for a while.
Oh, yeah.
But this is what Lee County needed to do. It looks like they got out of here without any injuries.
They did.
JoJo Jennings was a little banged up, but he was back in the game pretty quickly. And every week they win, it's 1 week closer to the possibility of TJ Johnson getting back onto the field. And anybody that's been around this program for the last couple of years, TJ in the middle of that defense is a huge difference. This is the type of run defense we wanted to see. Ross Johnson's back. We didn't call his name, but he was in the middle of that.
Yeah.
We saw Fat Baby.
Yes,
Prince
sir.
Lamison getting loose. Landon Johnson is just continuing to get better and better and better, unblockable a lot of the time. So this was as good a run defense as maybe we've seen all season from these guys.
And I got to even speak on Isaiah McKendall. Like, he played great football tonight. And now that also adds more. If TJ Johnson returns within these playoffs right here, you got to be happy with seeing that he can now come off the field, get some rest, and Isaiah can also take a spot for
Well, not just that. We've moved from the time where number 6 sophomore Ayo Adesanya is not anymore a kid in there getting some reps. He's a guy that's the centerpiece of that defense. And, I mean, he's coming up. He looks like a miniature version of TJ.
Oh, yeah.
You keep comparing him to Larry Baldwin. I think from body type, the way they play the game, I think it's a lot. And that's high praise. Larry Baldwin, by the time he left out here, was a great high school football player.
Yes, sir.
Ayo is starting to shape up to be the same type guy, but same cast of characters. Tyrique McKinley with a couple big touchdowns. Kenyon Palmer with a couple big touchdowns. B.J. Brown, a couple of big plays, a couple of big touchdowns. When you're spreading it around like that and you're playing a team that it's a tough matchup for, like West Johnston or Southern Nash coming in, man, you got to be freaking out looking at film.
Sir.
Who do we stop?
Who do you stop?
You come in West Johnston, you look at it, and it's like it's real easy. Stop 21, you're good to go. And that's what happened tonight. Lee County, a lot of weapons, and we saw guys, Kendall Morris is a guy that's not on tape. Aaron Wallace is a guy that's not on tape. They can get you. Eli Garrison hasn't made a big play on offense for weeks.
Right.
He's a guy that can make big plays. There is no shortage of talent on this offense, and I think I told Coach Bordeaux earlier this week, I think this is a team that could peak at the right time and really get deep, and I stand by that. This was a good step in the right direction. Hard to criticize much about tonight. That second quarter looked iffy, but really the big play was the fake punt that wasn't intentional.
Yeah.
And, it's hard to get too excited about that. So Lee County did what they needed to do. They're looking like a team that's poised to make a run deep into the playoffs. We'll be there every step of the way.
Yes, sir.
Who's our post-game sponsor, Jerry?
Oh,
First Bank.
First Bank.
My guys, Rob Patterson. I'm Chatham Central into the playoffs tonight. Thanks to everybody at First Bank for bringing you the post-game show. I will be on site at Wilkinson Cadillac with these Lee County Yellow Jackets on Monday, 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock is game time for the Zaxby's Coaches Show. We'll be there. We'll be eating chicken. We're talking football. It'll be time to celebrate, but Coach is going to have a minute
come
for me.
Get a plate.
Well, come on, man.
I'm
You can come host
chicken.
the show if you like, sir.
I'm just going to come get some chicken.
Well, you can come get some chicken, too. But, yeah, come on out. We'll be there. We'll be talking football. Coach he'll be in a trance getting ready for Southern Nash next weekend. But we'll have a good time. We'll give away some hardware, eat some chicken, look at some really cool cars. I know, man. But you got to come see the color on this Camaro they've got up in there. What do they call it? Rapid Blue? Oh, my God. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Got to come see that.
All right, I'm Chris. This is Jerry. Lee County, 59-15. We'll see you next week. Peace.